Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews hosted by your true king of Oz, and that is me from Down Under, Ben. And if you don't know what I'm reviewing, if you haven't figured that out, don't know what to tell you, but it is none other than the film adaptation of the book, of the musical, of It Keeps Going On, and that is none other than Wicked, or Wicked Part 1. Now, this film, luckily enough, I was actually able to see this early. There was no NDA involved. I was actually invited by a friend who won some tickets thanks to Uber. So there you go. And without further ado, these are my thoughts, these are my feelings on the film. It is directed by none other than John M. Chu, who directed films like Crazy Rich Asians and In the Heights, which I really enjoy both of them films. This film is obviously of a massive different caliber. Obviously, all the finance involved. We've obviously got the beloved fans of the musical who really have something to look forward to, and this is a musical or a piece of work that's obviously been looked at for a long time, and people have wanted it adapted into a movie. Sorry. And here are my thoughts. Also, obviously, I've got it in the background. You've got Cynthia Erivo, who is in the film, as well as Ariana Grande Butera, who most people would know as Ariana Grande. She does use her full name in the credits as this film, but if you don't know the plot details, obviously this is a prequel to the Wizard of Oz, one of the biggest films of all time, or most known films of all time, I should say. But um, the best I can say is there's been a lot of early talk about this film being very positive, and a lot of skepticism around that because it had been screened for a lot of like influencers and people who are huge fans of the show already. But as someone who has actually, I've seen the stage show once, I've read the book, but I'm not like a massive fan of the musical. I've always enjoyed it and wanted to see it more, but I've never had the chance at just unable to. But uh, I absolutely loved this film. In terms of positives, I'll get to what people probably want to know to the later part of it, but overall, John M. Chu directs the hell out of this film. It is fantastic in terms of the production design, the costume, everything looks impeccable. The actual film itself looks impeccable. There are certain scenes, and I'm sure you've seen it through like the dancing through life sequence on YouTube. There's like little clips, and some of the saturation it does get like very much like the lighting can be a bit iffy at times, but overall the film itself, like that, it really paid off having these sets and these designs and everything they were in built, and it really shows. And um, it brought that to life, and I thought that was perfect. And to top that off, obviously the musical numbers we and love, they really deliver on that, and they really deliver through those scenes. But most of all, I thought the acting from everyone was genuinely fantastic. Obviously, Cynthia, who's obviously the lead role, she was phenomenal. Ariana Grande, Butero, or Ariana Grande, however you like to say, I thought she was phenomenal, and like to the point where she could be up there for best supporting actress, globe, like Golden Globes, Academy Award. She is phenomenal, and really shows off her acting chops. Everyone else, like Jonathan Bailey, Jeff Goldblum, Michelle Yeoh, you kind of know what you obviously expect with Michelle Yeoh and Jeff Goldblum, but everyone here is fantastic. But really, it's kind of comes to life, and it's built around Cynthia and Ariana, who really own their roles, and they are genuinely fantastic. In terms of what people obviously want to know, obviously it's built into two parts, which whether you like it or not, that's unfortunately the way it is. But um, I felt like this film is one of the films that is actually split into two parts that genuinely earns it. By the time the film ends, uh, yeah, over the 2.5 hour time period, there are some pacing issues here and there, but overall, where it ends, it really builds up and it really earns its kind of ending at that point. And once you see it, I'm sure you'll agree or potentially disagree. Who knows? Let me know in the comments below. But overall, like I felt like it really earned it, and it had me on the edge of the seat. It had me wanting to know more, even though I already know more. But it really earned it, and the final sequence of the last 15 minutes of that part one, or this film, is genuinely like spine tingling, and I got goosebumps and emotional. And overall, the film's obviously all about belonging, and has those deep lying thematical sort of themes, and um, what it kind of invests in. But I had a genuine ball with this film, and this is one of those films that I think will genuinely, they call it these events, and this film is undoubtedly going to make billions of dollars, potentially, well, billion, no doubt about it, potentially billions. And I think it is something that a lot of people enjoy, even if you don't like musicals. I'd love to hear what you think below, if you do like it or not, because I think it is a film that everyone can get around. Now, obviously, I am a person who loves films, A, who loves musicals, B. Some of my favorite movies of all time are musicals like La La Land, and but I think this is one of the films I've had the funnest time with in 2024. And I say that with my whole heart. I think it's funny. I think the performances are fantastic. I think the musical numbers, obviously we all know and love them, but they really deliver that on the obviously the film standard side of things. But I just thought John M. Chu did a fantastic job bringing this film to life off the stage, and I can't wait to see what he does with part two, and when that comes out, because I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. But I'm happy to say that this film, it deserves everything it's been applauded for. Um, yes, sometimes the lighting looks a bit funny. Sometimes the actors are saturated with lighting from the backdrop. But overall, I think I can't really give this film too many complaints, if any. I think obviously the 2.5 run time, people were looking at being a bit iffy, but I'm happy to say it earns it. There's not one moment where I felt like it was seriously dragging. There's bits and bobs that obviously you get more invested in than the others, but that's filmmaking, right? But it's just whether it can actually keep you enticed that whole time, which this did. And I'm happy to report that I had a ball with this. I can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait for everyone to see it. Once you do see it, comment below, let me know. If you like the review, give it a like, subscribe for more of our reviews, and we'll see you next time.